Hello everybody, welcome to Shibuya Archery, and on this beautiful spring day here, we're going to be talking about the Shibuya Apex Finger Tab. Look at this. This is a refinement of the Chung Tae tab that Shibuya put out with Olympian Chung Tae from Korea. They worked together, put out a tab, and this is a further refinement of that tab. And I've been testing it out, and overall I am quite happy with this tab. First though, we're going to get into the basics of it, what's it made out of, what sizes does it come in, things like that, and then we'll get into my personal experience actually shooting this tab for several hundred arrows here at my personal range. So first off, the build of the tab. It is an aluminum finger tab, so not the heaviest, but aluminum. It comes in three different sizes. The sizes are small, medium, and large. I personally am shooting a large. It seems to fit my hand quite well. Beyond the plate itself, the leather is actually Cordovan leather, and Shibuya is really priding itself in putting in a lot of time and effort to make sure that the Cordovan you get is of high quality and consistent thickness. You would not believe how hard it is to find consistent thickness of Cordovan from some other manufacturers in the industry. I know from past experiences that I would buy like 4 or so finger tab Cordovan face replacements from other companies to find one that matched the old one that I was wearing out on my finger tab. Shibuya is saying that they're doing all that at work for you, and they're going to help maintain consistent thickness of Cordovan, which is a big deal, honestly. Should be a lot less headache for the archer, and it's nice to know that the manufacturer of your finger tab understands that this is something that's important to archers. You don't want to go from a super skinny piece of Cordovan to this big fat piece. It really changes the overall feel of the string on your fingers and how you as the archer kind of react to shooting that shot. It's something that I've played around with a lot, and it's something that caused some headaches in the past with having really inconsistent leathers on my finger tabs. So it's really nice to see that Shibuya is really serious about making sure that this stays consistent. So currently, this finger tab is only available in right hand. I do not know when or if they will be making left hand Apex tabs. I would think at some point they will, but then again, I am not Shibuya, so you would actually have to contact them. There will be information down below though for pricing and a list of distributors and things on Shibuya's website. So you go to Shibuya, find out who sells and distributes their product, and maybe talk to them and see if they're going to be making a left-handed Apex tab. So now, moving on to the back half of the tab, a fairly important part, the whole part that makes it stay onto your finger and keeps your fingers separated. You got a nice traditional, like a webbing material for your finger, and then it tightens up pretty good to your middle finger. The finger spacer itself is aluminum, but it has this piece of rubber that actually wraps all the way around it, so you're not really digging your fingers into to that aluminum. Does make it more comfy, that's for sure, and it seems to be holding up pretty well. Again, only a couple hundred arrows in, so that's something that's going to take probably thousands of shots to really start seeing some wear on. Now let's get into some features of the finger tab. They have this really neat adjustable shelf that comes in 2 sizes. This is the bigger one. They have a really thin, low-profile one that'll basically allow it to go flush with the leather here. So if you're somebody that actually doesn't like a shelf, they have a shelf that's not really a shelf, because it basically just makes it nice and flush up top instead of giving you this shelf. Hopefully that makes sense. Personally, I'm a shelf kind of guy. I find the shelf to be helpful, and I personally really like the shape of this shelf. This little back portion here that bends down is wonderful, wonderful for it to not dig into your chin and jawbone as much. Really fantastic. I don't know why all the other companies didn't really think about that, earlier. Probably would have saved me some scars there. But smart move on Shibuya's part, and I think it works really well. It also has this nice leveling system built in, so you got two Allen key set screws in the back here, and then that allows you to adjust the height up and down. You got look at those little bars. There's little white elevation bars, and you can move your shelf up and down and adjust it to the height you want. So there's no guessing. There's no I think this is in the right spot. There's no well, actually technically you wouldn't have to remove the shelf to take the tab apart to replace the leather. But again, everything has markings. Pretty easy to maintain accurate settings. Another thing is they expanded the adjustability of the finger spacer, so you can now move it forwards and backwards more than before. Personally, I basically ride mine in the middle here. Seems to be pretty good for my fingers and hand, the size they are. Seems pretty comfortable to me. But more adjustments, it's going to be more helpful for a larger selection of archers. So, at the end of the day, how much do I like this tab? I like it a good amount. It's a pretty nice tab. Personally, if I was still shooting maybe the older Cavalier tabs and that style, this is, in my mind, an upgraded version of an AAE Cavalier or a tab of that particular style. Now, there are other ones on the market that have neat things about them, but I think this is a pretty solid all-around finger tab. It's got the the webbing system to keep it on your finger. That's pretty consistent through the Cavalier style tabs. The size of it is also very similar, but it's got a lot better just overall ergonomics and just adjustments. The adjustments are just much cleaner. You can definitely see a couple decades worth of progress have been actually put to use. You can see all the feedback from archers over countless years of things they maybe didn't like as much on some of these other tabs being applied to the Apex tab. So it's definitely in my top running of finger tabs. And when you got everything going here, no arrow, but it really does feel pretty solid. And I think that's because of how nicely the shelf here fits up into your face. I feel like I get a real solid connection between the tab and my jaw. Just makes it feel real comfy. Feel like the finger, placement and how the tab lets my fingers sit is also pretty natural as well. I don't feel like I'm being forced into something that I don't want to be forced into. Some finger tabs I've used in the past really give you the sense that they're instead of working with your hand, they are trying to manipulate your hand into a particular position, and it may not be the most beneficial to your shooting. The Apex tab doesn't seem to do that. It kind of just makes your shooting feel quite natural. Getting into some things that I would change on this tab. Overall, it's really solid. For me, though, I've been shooting with a heavy finger tab for years, 8, 10 years, I don't know. When they started making the brass tabs, I switched to those, and I really like a heavy finger tab. There's nothing wrong with a light one made out of aluminum. As you can see by the countless number of archers in the past and currently that have won medals with light aluminum finger tabs. There's many. There's tons. But for me personally, there's something about a heavy, brass finger tab, maybe a brass plate, or just at least a brass finger spacer. Personally, I would like to see Shibuya make not a full-on tab, an added accessory, an aftermarket accessory for the Apex tab, where you can get either just the finger spacer in brass or the finger spacer and the plate in brass, just to add some more weight to the tab. And I think for me, it would further increase my appreciation and desire to use this tab, because it's not bad how it is, but I really do think it needs to be heavier. But again, that's not just. But again, that is just my opinion on it, and there is plenty of data out there showing all these really accomplished archers, winning gold medals with nice light, aluminum finger tabs just like this. So, teach their own on that one. But that is my my 2 cents on the topic. So, with that, hopefully you enjoyed all the information I shared with you. Overall, I think it is a good buy. I will have links to Shibuya's website. You can go and see what they have to say about their own finger tab, see all the little details. They're pretty good at providing those. And then you can check out the list of distributors and stuff that directly sell, authentic, official Shibuya products, so that you make sure you get yourself, a real Shibuya Apex finger tab. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, happy shooting.